We were talking about ServPro and some of the things that you guys do. And so it's like, when you're getting ready to sell your house, there might be some things that you want to do to enhance the value. And one of the things that we're willing to do is come in and actually tell people before you put your house on the market, things that you might want to do or not want to do. And one of the things that you guys do that would definitely help in some people's houses is odor identification and deodorization. This type of service is definitely needed for those types of people. And could you explain a little bit on what you guys do in regards to that odor identification and deodorization?
Okay. There actually are several different categories of odor. One of them that we find frequently with houses trying to be sold are smoke odor.
Mm-hmm.
That you have a beautiful home, it's in a nice neighborhood, it's priced right, everything's great, but you walk in the door and you smell that smoke. If you're not a smoker, you're not going to buy that house.
Right.
So we have to get rid of that. There's many different levels. It depends how bad the odor is. In most cases, we treat the home with ozone. Now, we have what's called an ozone generator. It converts the oxygen in the air to ozone, and the ozone will break down the smell in the house. We will connect the ozone generator to the central air. It's a nice thing in Florida. Most everybody's got central air in their house. So we'll actually pump the ozone into the central air conditioning, and we'll put the ozone throughout the house. What the ozone does, it breaks down the odor molecules and actually destroys them. It's not a mask. Those odor molecules are destroyed and gone. At the same time, we want to clean the air ducts and also clean the coils on the air conditioner, because those smoke particles actually get attracted, especially to the coils.
Yeah, and how long does it take usually to do that, to clean out the air with those ozone deals and all that stuff?
It could be a 1 to 2 day process.
Oh, that's pretty quick.
No, that's not bad. With ozone, one thing to understand, ozone it's not, per se, it's not dangerous. Long-term exposure is dangerous, so you cannot live in the house while that's being done.
Okay.
So you'd have to vacate the house, we pump the ozone in. You can walk in, you can breathe ozone for short terms, it won't do a thing, but what it'll do is it'll actually dry out your mucous membranes. And I'm talking several hours of exposure.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not dangerous. I've been in it a lot. I think it smells wonderful. In fact, copying machines give off ozone. We also have another process called thermal fogging. It's a little quicker process. Sometimes what we do is we fill the house up with a fog of deodorizer. And the same thing, that fog, it creates smaller particles of deodorizer than the smoke particles. So anywhere the smoke particle got into, the fog could get into, and it'll break down the molecules.
One of the things that we were talking about a little bit before we got started was mold mitigation and remediation. And although that I'm sure you guys can test it to see if there's mold in there, that's not your job or not something that you do. And there's a really important reason for that.
Yeah, there's two different types of people you want to have in your home to take care of mold issues. There's mold assessors and mold remediators. We are a mold remediator. What a mold assessor does, they will come in with very sophisticated equipment, and they will determine where the mold is. A lot of times it's not visible. You just smell it in the house. You know there's mold somewhere. They can detect mold inside your walls, underneath your carpets, places where you can't see. They will write up a report documenting where the mold is, and they tell us what needs to be cleaned. We come in as a remediator, we follow them up. We will actually do the actual removal and the mitigation of that mold problem. After we get done, the assessor comes back in again to verify that we've done the job properly and make sure it's done.